guys, shout out here from Tempe, Arizona. Hope you're all doing well wherever you're at.
Welcome to Arizona, the state that I called home for nearly 20 years. Not too bad of views, right? And this is all for the taking. Just come on down, but I gotta warn you, be prepared for some extreme temperatures. And I'm talking cold winters. That's right. And of course, the hot summer days and even hotter summer nights. There's been a few times living out here, in fact, many times, where I'm like, wow, this is completely wild.
So uncivilized.
And so it is, and there is nowhere I'd rather be than in my own elements here in nature. But we do have our tech, and we also have our sports. And you don't need me to tell you that some of the best nightlife is out here in the West. And where else in the world will it be sunny and hot, and yet still you got a flood watch? Welcome to monsoon season in the Sonoran Desert. And when the sun goes down and the cravings hit, satisfy your appetite with a Lindy's burger or some of the best Mexican food that the world has to offer. Forget about those Denny's Grand Slams. Speaking of Grand Slams, we got Corbin Carroll up here just serving them up like, yeah, no big deal, just add another one to the win column. Never count out the D-backs to answer back. Yo, I think someone just dialed up a home run. This is a state like its sports teams with its ups and its downs, so you better bring your best game, because you can't sleep on us. And you also can't go to Sears anymore. So let me take you on a little tour of some of the places that you should be checking out in the state that I used to call home. You do not want to get pricked by jumping cholla. Don't ask me how I know that. One more thing, watch your step out here because, oh, and my bad, I might have stepped on a cactus or maybe a family of ants. And if you live out here, this probably is not the first or the last time that you've seen and done something like that. Yeah, here in the desert, nature makes all the rules. And good luck trying to explain this to your boss. Yeah, I can't make it to work today because a rattlesnake is blocking me to get to my car. I just can't seem to shake him off. Hey, welcome to my hometown of Tucson, Arizona. The first stop on this tour is that in Tucson, Arizona, the town that I called home for well over 15 years. Went to school out here, obviously did my fair share of dabbling with some hiking, nature, eating, so I could tell you a thing or two about this marvelous little town that hasn't changed from its character too much over the last few decades. Yeah, my jaw may have dropped just a little bit looking at the sunset, and this is not AI, like this is real day in the life living in Tucson, Arizona after a monsoon storm. This is on Valencia on the south side, heading towards Cole, Davis-Monthan Air Force Base area. And I would take this commute every single day going to and from the main city. And while Tucson still has its original character, other cities like Tempe and Phoenix have grown tremendously over the last few decades. I mean, just take this area, which used to be just a dry riverbed and Sun Devil Stadium, and now it's home to corporate buildings, ASU. This whole area has just exploded. And while people blame places like California for all of this growth, seriously? California? Oregon? How are y'all liking those In-N-Out burgers and those Dutch Brother coffees, though? But seriously, it's been the whole world that's come out to this amazing place in the desert, and why not? It's such a beautiful place with opportunities for both education, jobs, and hey, why just keep it a desert when you could have so many other things like sports teams that are frustratingly inconsistent? But yeah, this is a place that is incredible, and I wouldn't have it any other way, and I'm quite interested to see what it will turn into over the next few decades. But if you do want a small town feel that hasn't changed much, well, you can come on down to Tucson, Arizona, which is a city that feels like it is lost in time. Even after so many years being away from Tucson, coming back here still feels like home. Taking this drive down Congress Street is so nostalgic, but also shocking after not being here for 10 years and seeing a lot of the changes to this once small town feel. But again, these changes in Tucson are nothing compared to that when you walk into a place like Tempe, Arizona. Okay, you'd think that coming to a town lake would give you some reprieve from the heat. No, it just makes you just feel even hotter seeing that water, but you know that you just can't swim in it. Although you can actually go kayaking or jogging around the water, but best do this closer to sunset. If you like hiking, Tucson, Arizona has some of the best spots. It's home to Saguaro National Monument, both east and west, or Sentinel Peak, which is also known as A Mountain, representing my University of Arizona Wildcats. But first, I gotta get here from my home now in California, and no, I'm not taking the train, I'm taking the RAV4. Here we go. Now the views out here will be unforgettable, but don't forget this hack to stock up on hotel ice before you head out on this trip. You'll thank me later. You also will not forget that there is a McDonald's here in Tucson on Grant and Tanca Verde that has a T-Rex. It's been out there since I was a child, so tells you, it's really old. There's nothing more that defines Arizona than E.G.'s, Peter Piper Pizza, Circle K's, Fry's grocery stores, and as many free plastic bags as you want. Now that is shopping in Arizona. Although there's apparently confusion over who the Valley sports teams are. Like seriously, Giants, Niners, Cowboys?
You gotta be kidding me!
Okay, I can understand Cowboys fans out here, but the Rams? No, the Red Sea's gotta rise up.
Kurt Warner could throw a Twinkie into a toaster.
Yeah, so I'll always be a D-backs fan no matter what state that I live in, and even visiting Seattle, they were still representing Randy Johnson from the 90s. So it's kind of cool to see that they were giving him his props out there.
He gave Seattle its first taste of postseason baseball.
Yes, those were the days. Now we gotta be sellers the trade deadline with Josh Naylor going to the Mariners. But you know what? We had ourselves a little bit of a grace period. And if you are enjoying this video, don't forget to raise up a thumbs up and please subscribe to support the channel. This is far from the wild, wild west anymore, but they still got the police roaming around like they're on to something, but nah, ain't nothing to see over here. What's going on here at University Boulevard in Tucson? Looks like things are going a little off the rails. So out here in Gilbert, Arizona, and yeah, you heard me right, Gilbert, Arizona. It's home to one of Whiskey Row's best locations, and it's an amazing spot if you want some nightlife to enjoy some dancing, and yeah, country or hip-hop, they got it all. felt like Tucson is kind of more of like that kind of local vibe, and obviously a ton of college students go to U of A, so you'll see 4th Avenue and Congress full of both locals and college students, but it definitely has a nice nightlife, and it might be the best thing to do in Tucson because what else do you do in the middle of the day? And the nightlife just keeps on going the further out on 4th Avenue that you go towards Congress. Oh, and for those of you not from Tucson that are like, wait, what? Congress? Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll explain it later. And what a fun piece of Tucson history, this tiki head that now is at the bar called The Hut, but it used to actually live in Magic Carpet Golf, which I used to go to on the east side as a kid. And a Kega 9 story actually featured these artifacts being slowly spread out amongst Tucson, so the lore has not been lost quite yet. But don't confuse that tiki head with a bar called the Kontiki. And this features a little bit of Tucson history, being around since the 1960s and featuring some of the best and strongest drinks in Tucson. Don't ask me how I know that. I don't know why I keep playing that sound bit. I guess I just feel like ducking around. So this is Kontiki, and obviously it's a tiki bar. It's a Tucson iconic gem. I highly recommend it if you are in Tucson as either a visitor or a native, because you can have a great time with groups, because the drinks are fantastic, cool scenery, although there is I believe it's a 2-drink limit. Kontiki. Disclaimer, I only drove there to film, did not go inside. And as the sun goes down, it's about to go down the desert as the nightlife begins to heat up. And by far, my favorite bar in Tucson was Club Congress, also known as Hotel Congress. This is a long-standing establishment in Tucson on, of course, Congress Street. And it's kind of cool that now they've connected 4th Avenue to Congress, which that was not a thing back when I used to go out. So it's almost hard to recognize this downtown area now with so many new bars coming up. I am happy and proud though of Tucson, really starting to modernize just a little bit to keep up with the pace of times. If you do live on the east side, one of my favorite places to recommend is the Maverick. This is a great place if you want a little bit of a two-step, country vibes, but also they do hip-hop dancing as well. And I remember they used to actually flame out, I'm not sure if it was whiskey, but they used to shoot out flames from the bar every now and then, which the fire marshals probably hated, but you'll love it. Just don't singe your eyebrows or lose any hair while you're there. And right across from the Maverick is Pinnacle Peak and Trail Dust Town. And this is also another unique bit of Tucson history, because it kind of feels like you're on the set of a Western movie. In addition to just how unique this Trail Dust Town is, one of the lures of Pinnacle Peak is that if you ever go there and if you wear a tie, they will cut it off and clip it right up there to their Ceiling of Shame, Wall of Fame. That's right, no ties allowed. That being said, who wears ties these days anymore anyway? Like, this is why you should go to Pinnacle Peak, is to donate your ties for the cause and see your tie go up on the ceiling. Yeah, being out here in Trail Dust Town invokes a ton of nostalgia and childhood memories, because I was definitely an East Sider growing up, and I just remember spending time going to that McDonald's, with the T-Rex, the Target there, golf and stuff. Like, this was the place in the neighborhood to be. Hey, Silhouette Photography. They actually did my senior photos like 20 years ago. Granted, I had no idea how to actually take photos back then, so I looked like trash. But they're doing great photography, and because this area is so unique with Trail Dust Town, they actually had a lot of really cool themed backgrounds that you could get if you wanted to do some Western-inspired photos. So yeah, if you're in Tucson and live here, I recommend getting your senior photos done here at Silhouette. Very unique photos. If you had enough of the heat, well then come on up to Flagstaff, Arizona. One of the cities that you must visit out here is Payson, Arizona, though I don't have any videos from this trip. However, though, you need to go to Sedona, Arizona if you're going to Flagstaff anyway, because you've got to check out these amazing rock formations in the Sedona red color. And fun fact, the McDonald's out here is actually a teal blue McDonald's because they are not allowed to use orange arches. Here's a little scene from Courthouse Butte and Bell Rock. Just one of the many amazing rocks that you're gonna see out here. And it's not just the rocks. I mean, they also have, yes, shopping is not that uncivilized. And there's even water. Like, believe it or not, yes, they do have water out here in the desert. It's how we survive. And also, it's how you have some fun out here, you know? Yeah, the further in elevation that you go, the greener that it gets here in Arizona. Beautiful state. And if you keep going north, eventually you will hit the forests in Flagstaff. And this college city really has a great little vibe. It has great coffee, local restaurants, little boutique shops if you like shopping. And it's getting up there without actually being too big. So it's by no means a Phoenix. You'll enjoy the feel if you like small towns. Flagstaff is always a pleasure to go to on vacations, and don't forget to grab a pint and support some of the breweries while you're out here. Yeah, you can't count out Flagstaff because a lot of times people don't realize that a lot of Arizona is a higher elevation state with beautiful forests, plants, cold winters, even a mild summer. So this is a place to check out if you want to enjoy the Wild West. The historic Route 66 passes through Flagstaff, and it just has an old town feel without you having to be overwhelmed by a big city like Phoenix. So what do you do in the middle of the summer in Arizona? Well, if you're in a city like Tucson, you go to the mall. You do anything to get indoors and get some air conditioning. Although I'm not sure if Sears is the vibe people are going for these days. And man, what a ghost town the Tucson Mall is. And sadly, JCPenney ain't faring that much better on this side. I would also remember going to get some cheap drinks at Cervezas, which they've also closed down. But thankfully, H&M and Forever 21 still keeping this mall going, along with Dillard's out there. And about 15 minutes north of Tucson Mall is La Encantada Mall, which is a beautiful outdoor space with, let's say, higher-end stores and restaurants. The great news is that it's a beautiful outdoor mall. And the bad news is that it's an outdoor mall, and when it's 100 degrees outside, well, enough of this. We're gonna go back indoors to find some cooler temperatures and some AC. But if you do want to learn more about La Encantada Mall, I did make an entire video on this last year that I'll link to this. Closer in Phoenix, we have the Chandler Fashion Square, which is one of the newer indoor malls close to Phoenix. Tremendous mall. This is where we would go to all the time. Even from Tucson, we drive to Chandler to go shopping. Today, obviously, no one's here, and I don't blame them because, I mean, it's like 120 degrees outside. So we'll take a few more photos, videos here before going a little bit further up to Tempe. La Encantada in Tucson probably should take a page out of the Tempe marketplace because here they know what's up and they've installed misters to make it at least a little bit more bearable to be outside. Yet the people here ain't fooled. Yeah, right now in the middle of summertime in Phoenix, I do not blame people for trying to get out of here. All right, let's take a moment to give this bird its due props for being a trooper out here in the heat. I mean, it looks like it has been through it. Yeah, even with the misters, you're still out of your mind if you want to come out here during the daytime. Really the best time is late evening or like the nighttime, whether you're kayaking on the town lake, if you're coming out here running. Although even if it's cooler, don't count me in any kind of running activity. That's not quite my thing. But if you throw a beer in there, maybe, yeah, now I'll go out. So nighttime here in downtown Phoenix is pretty fun, and really the only time, again, that you'll really see people out and about is at night. This is right after a Diamondbacks game. People are just out and about having fun. Looks like some technical difficulties over here. So thankfully I didn't walk though. I took the light rail. So let's take the light rail back to our hotel, and I'll show you some of the views that you get to enjoy while taking the light rail over the Tempe Town Lake. Yep, so at nighttime, all the cats be coming out, and even the birds are smart enough not to be active during the daytime. They're actually nocturnal. So all these birds, by the way, living in a cactus, like, no big deal. Very smart. I mean, if you're gonna set up a fortress, why not set it up in a cactus? So low key, here is Tempe, Arizona. College town, so you're gonna have the bars, the place to go out. There's even a Fat Tuesdays here in Tempe. But just the views of the city are incredible. And again, nothing boring about living in the desert when you're in Phoenix. In Tucson, we have Udall Park, which has all the baseball and softball fields, especially at nighttime. And then enjoy a Diamondbacks game if you love baseball, by the way. This is against the Mets last August. And yeah, remember when Kevin Ginkel used to be good? And yeah, don't even get me started with Ryan Thompson. I have no idea what's going on with him. But yeah, once upon a time, the D-backs were actually a good team. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoy living out here. If you are in Arizona or if you're thinking about visiting, come on down. And honestly, it doesn't matter what time of year. Yeah, it's hot during the summertime, but you get to enjoy the beauty of a monsoon storm and the sunsets that appear afterwards. So you're in for a treat no matter what time of year you come. All right, folks, thank you so much and have a great day.